Glowing star breaking news. Victoria Mboko claims Hong Kong Open Championship in epic showdown. The neon glow of Hong Kong painted the night like a living canvas. Streets pulsing with life. Skyscrapers piercing the misty sky. And at the very heart of the city, a storm was brewing on the blue hardcore of the Victoria Park Tennis Stadium. The crowd knew they were witnessing history. They felt it in the air, in their bones, in the thunderous heartbeat of the moment. Tonight belonged to Victoria Mboko. The 20-year-old Canadian sensation, long heralded as a future power tennis, stepped into the biggest match of her career, facing a rival who had pushed her to her limits in the past, a seasoned European champion known for her resilience, precision, and iron will. But none of that could dampen the fire radiating from Mboko's spirit. Tonight, she was not just playing tennis. Tonight, she was claiming destiny, the rise before the roar. Victoria Mboko's journey to the Hong Kong Open final wasn't a smooth march. It was a climb through chaos. She entered the tournament unseeded, fighting ghosts of inconsistency and whispers of critics who questioned whether she could handle the pressure of big stages. But match after match, she dismantled every narrative, rewriting her own chapter with thunderous serves, impossible defense, and fearless aggression. Her opening rounds were brutal. She brushed aside a top 20 opponent with an elegance that left analysts speechless. She then stormed past a former Grand Slam semifinalist, saving 5 set points with the composure of a veteran. And in the semifinals, she defeated fan favorite Alex Ela in a 3-hour marathon that shook the tournament to its core. Yet, nothing compared to the final. The final showdown, power versus precision. The stadium vibrated with anticipation as Mboko walked onto court wearing a deep crimson kit that contrasted sharply with the night sky. Her opponent, dressed in royal blue, looked like a queen defending her throne. But this was Mboko's uprising. The first set unfolded like a movie script, dark, intense, unpredictable. Mboko started with raw aggression, firing aces like bullets from a cannon, but her opponent countered with surgical precision, slicing angles and redirecting pace with terrifying accuracy. At 4-4, the match exploded. A 19-shot rally erupted into a masterpiece of athleticism. Mboko sprinting across the baseline, her opponent painting lines with cold efficiency. Then boom, a 109 miles per hour forehand down the line from Mboko sealed the rally, igniting an eruption from a Hong Kong crowd. 2 games later, Mboko clinched the first set, 6-4. Her roar echoed through the stadium. But champions don't fall easily, and the second set proved it. Storm in the second set. Her opponent responded with fury. Suddenly, every shot grew heavier, deeper, faster. Mboko was pushed backward, forced into a defensive shell she rarely had to use. The European champion broke her early, then held serve with relentless consistency. But Mboko didn't crumble. She fought. Every point became a war. The rallies stretched longer, the footwork more frantic, the intensity doubled. Mboko's chest rose and fell like a piston, sweat dripping down her arms, her determination unshakable. She saved 3 break points with sheer courage, including a daring drop shot that drew gasps from the audience. Still, the set slipped away, 3-6. The crowd sensed the momentum shifting. But Mboko wasn't finished, not even close. The final set, where legends are born, under the glaring lights. The deciding set began like something out of a championship documentary. Both players traded brutal blows, neither willing to give an inch. Every serve felt like a grenade. Every forehand felt like a declaration of war. At 2-2, the defining moment arrived. A 22-shot rally. Every fan was on their feet. Phone forgotten. Breaths held in suspended awe. Mboko chased every ball like her life depended on it, unleashing a level of athleticism rarely seen on the WTA circuit. Her opponent attacked, slicing, spinning, driving, but Mboko refused to yield. Then came the moment. A faintly short ball floated to the center of the court. Mboko's eyes widened with opportunity. She sprinted forward and unleashed the biggest forehand of the match. Her opponent didn't even move. Winner. Break. 3-2 Mboko. The stadium exploded. The march to the line. With nerves of steel, Mboko held serve. Then she broke again, showcasing a terrifying combination of power and maturity beyond her years. At 5-2, Victoria Mboko stood at the baseline. Championship point. Silence fell. Even the city seemed to hush. She bounced the ball 3 times, tossed it into the humid Hong Kong sky, and unleashed a 115 miles per hour serve wide. Return floated short. Mboko stepped in. Crack! A forehand winner. She dropped her racket. Her knees buckled. Her eyes filled with tears. Victoria Mboko, a girl who dreamed of being among the greats, a girl who fought doubts, injuries, pressure, and expectations, had done it. She was a Hong Kong Open champion. The celebration heard around the world. Fans erupted in cheers as Mboko collapsed into her towel, sobbing with pride. She looked up at the crowd, hands over her heart, overwhelmed by the moment. Cameras flashed like lightning. Commentators shouted her name with reverence. Social media ignited within seconds. Hashtag MBOKO Magic, hashtag Hong Kong champion, hashtag Born to Rise. Her team rushed onto the court, engulfing her in an emotional embrace. Even her opponent, fierce, relentless, dignified, gave her a smile of genuine respect. The trophy ceremony was pure magic. As Mboko lifted the gleaming golden trophy, the city skyline behind her erupted in fireworks, celebrating a festival that suddenly felt like it was dedicated entirely to her triumph. Children in the crowd chanted her name. Elderly fans waved Canadian flags. Filipino, Chinese, Malaysian, Nigerian, and local Hong Kong supporters cheered together. Mboko wasn't just a champion. She was a global inspiration. What this victory means for tennis. Victoria Mboko has long been labeled a rising star, but tonight she became more than that. She became a statement, a warning to the world, a beacon for young athletes, a symbol of what resilience can create. Her Hong Kong Open title marks. White heavy check mark her first major WTA championship, a massive leap in the rankings, a new era of power tennis, led by youth, the rise of the next global superstar. Analysts already predict she will enter 2026 as one of the most dangerous players on tour. Sponsors are circling. Fans are multiplying. And the pressure? Mboko welcomes it. Because tonight proves she thrives under fire. The message from the champion. In her victory speech, voice trembling, Mboko said, "This is more than a trophy. This is every sacrifice, every late night, every tear my family and I shared. This is a beginning." The crowd roared, and under the electric Hong Kong sky, her smile glowed like a rising star. A night the world will never forget. The Hong Kong Open of this year will go down as one of the most thrilling tournaments in recent memory, not just because of the fierce battles or dramatic rallies, but because it witnessed the birth of a new champion who plays with heart, hunger, and something deeper. Purpose. Victoria Mboko didn't just win a title. She announced herself to the world, boldly, brilliantly, unforgettably, and as she waved the crowd, confident, radiant, unstoppable, the world understood one thing. This is only the beginning of the Mboko era. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like, and share. Till next time.